Hello everybody. We've got here in the end. We literally just parked up in Southampton. We're on some back street somewhere. Paddy is here. Norwich unchanged, as I'm sure you've seen. Better late than never, right? So yeah, it's had some problems with the M25 and the M3 and all the other roads into Southampton. So all of those mean having left at just about 8:30 this morning. It's now 2:30, and we've just arrived in Southampton. So it's been a bit of a mega journey, a bit of a mad journey, a bit frantic, but we are here. The ground is in the distance over there. So yeah, Paddy, we're here.
Yeah, well, I'm just hoping this isn't a sign of things to come, because if our journey's any guide, then we might as well stay in the car and just go back to Norwich.
Yes.
It's going to end badly because, to be fair, Cover winning 3-0, so you know the Lionesses and Lauren Hemp.
Yeah.
Well, to her and to them. So you know, it's not all bad today, but yeah, I mean, the good thing is it's unchanged. We knew it was going to be an unchanged Norwich lineup, so there wasn't really any point to jump on and talk about the same things. So we thought we'd leave it, you know, and throw in.
It was all planned, wasn't it?
Throw in a bit of a nightmare journey to talk about, because as we probably expected, barring any injury, he's not going to want to change it on too much. I know you said maybe on the Bama Daily, could he come in for Gibson, but I think we got into that yesterday on the Window Watch preview show, didn't we? It's going to be Duffy and Gibson for the foreseeable unless something changes around that. You can see why Dave, because certainly for that first hour, cohesively, they were very good, wasn't they? I mean, they should have been out of sight, really, against Hull last week. So with the same 11, go again and ask them to try and do the same, albeit against probably better, well, no doubt about it, definitely better opposition. I think they've only made one change, haven't they, Ward-Prowse?
Yeah, well, Ward-Prowse not in, obviously. He's in the latter stages of a move to West Ham United, £30 million, if reports to be believed. They've brought in Stuart Armstrong, which is a more than capable replacement, someone who's played a lot of Premier League football, and I think Russell Martin spoke him up quite a bit in the week as well. So not really a surprise on that front. Both teams, of course, won 1-2-1 on the opening day of the season. Southampton did lose to Gillingham in the Cup on Tuesday. They've had all of the uncertainty with the speculation of Ward-Prowse, Lavia as well, who I think is in the final stages of a move to Chelsea by the sounds of it. Che Adams as well, who is on the bench today, but it's been linked with a move to Bournemouth. So there's a lot to contend with here, and of course it's Russell Martin's first home game in charge, and I think there's been quite a demand for tickets as well, so that should make for a good atmosphere. 2,000 have come down from Norwich, so yeah.
Hopefully they come down.
Well, hopefully they've made it in better order than we did, but so it's got all the makings of a really interesting one. I think for me, Paddy, I mean, we spoke about this a little bit, but feels like a really good test for Norwich to see where they are and how much they've improved against a team that I think David Wagner is expecting. I'm expecting, you're probably expecting as well, to be up there in the Championship this season.
Yeah, I mean, even that lineup today, you look at the quality they've got back to front. Even if they were to lose a Ward-Prowse, for example, or a Che Adams, hypothetically, between now and the end of the window, they'll go again, I'm sure, in the window, and they'll still comfortably have one of the better squads in the division. So the only imponderable factor in the Southampton mix for me is how quickly Russell Martin and Matty Gill get their ideas across. Very defined philosophy. I think they had about 1,100 passes last week against Sheffield Wednesday. So, you know, we know what he's trying to do. It's just how quickly he can implement it. But he's working with a higher grade of player with the greatest respect to MK Dons and Swansea previously. So you would expect it will come together in quicker order than it did at Swansea. And if it does, as David Wagner said on Thursday, didn't they? There's no debate in his mind, Southampton will be promoted. So if Southampton will be promoted, then Norwich perform against them commendably today, ideally get a result. I think you take a lot of confidence from the Norwich perspective that they can compete at the top end of the division. I've seen one or two tweets on the way down that, irrespective of the result, if they put in a decent performance today, Norwich, and there's more positives than negatives, I think overall, moving forward, that tells you, yeah, with a fair win, Norwich can be in and around that top six conversation. And I think I would personally take that. I still think they can get something here today. I think I'm going to jump straight into my prediction. I think I'm going to go 2-2. So
nice.
Put plenty of goals. But ultimately, as we approach the outside of the stadium, ultimately. I think there's
finally.
Yeah, never thought we'd see it, but yeah, I don't think there's anything to fear here. I mean, Sheffield Wednesday caused them a few problems last week, albeit there was clearly a quality gap for me in terms of Southampton, but set up in the right way, be disciplined. They'll have to do a lot of work outside of possession because Southampton will dominate the ball and weave it territory. But if they remain disciplined, they're not played through or around or behind, then I think Norwich will cause Southampton problems at the other end of the pitch. And if they do, you need a good day from Zara, you need a good day from Josh Sargent, maybe Ashley Barnes, maybe John Rowe again. Players to step up in the final third and make the difference. And if they do, I think there's something here for them.
Yeah, Norwich haven't won here since 2008. You get good money if you could name all of that Norwich City starting 11, the likes of Mo Kamara and Ched Evans, who was the goal scorer as well. So that gives you a good indication of the type of team that Norwich had. And Glenn Roeder was the manager. So that's the last time that Norwich have won here. And I think these two teams haven't played each other in a league game at St Mary's outside of the Premier League since 2009. And that came in League One. So it should be a really interesting one. Obviously, the Russell Martin element adds a bit to it. The expectations around Southampton adds a bit to it. The fact it's going to be a bumper crowd adds a bit. I'm really looking forward to this one once we
if we get in.
If we're going to get let in yet, which is another sort of matter. Just finally then, Pad, because we're going to wrap this up pretty quickly before my arms ache, which they're beginning to. You kind of said your score prediction.
Yeah, what's your prediction, Colin?
I was hoping to get away with it. I think Norwich will get beat 2-1 is my...
No, I could see that.
But if that is the case, will we have learnt too much? I'm not sure. So it's going to be a really interesting afternoon. I'm with you. I think there is something here for Norwich this afternoon if they can get the game plan right, if they can get their press right. And we'll see what happens. We'll leave you with a shot of St Mary's. Thank you for bearing with us, and we'll see you very, very soon.